It's been a long time, but we back. Bring to you two coaches whose mission is to empower women through educating men. I got another question for you. You know how this goes. Are you in the middle of a difficult time? Or what about some health challenges? But there's a mindset that you need to keep. The nevertheless mindset. It's episode 40, y'all. It's been a while, but 8 p.m. YouTube. Come get some of this analytical chaos.
What's up, family? We are back. I know some of y'all saying, like, what you mean y'all back? Y'all was We'll explain that in a minute. But listen, welcome to episode 40, the nevertheless mindset.
Yes, and I'm C, the chiropractor, Morgan, your alignment coach.
And I'm King, the authentic coach, and we ain't changed. You know how we start this thing. Let's go to the Father in prayer. Father God, we just thank you for allowing us to be back again to just give words of wisdom and let you use and speak through us. And Father, right now, this show is nothing less than what we've been doing. We're going to continue to give you the glory. We're going to continue to let you speak through us. And Father, as we allow you to speak through us, let this show tonight, change the trajectory of people's lives that watch it. Either whether they're watching it live or whether they watch it later. But Father, let it change the trajectory of their lives as we talk about the nevertheless mindset. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Woo! We're back live. Listen. This is what I want to do. Because we actually ready to just wing this, so y'all just gonna have to bear with us. We're gonna wing it. But I really want to take time out to allow C to give her own very own testimony and then to share with you all how God has allowed her to overcome. Oh, there go my son. What's up, son? There go EJ. My son in the house. Lord, gee, that boy got a YouTube. All right. So we're gonna allow C to give her testimony. Because again, I have been silent, I've been in prayer with her, and I thank God. Never mind. C, it's on you. I speak afterwards.
It goes to what we're saying, and nevertheless, mindset. Because recently I've had brain surgery and been recovering, but I've been going through and doing. And many will say it doesn't look like it looks like you had it, but I have. Yes, and he did bring me through. But I had that mindset of nevertheless, I wasn't afraid or worrisome of having the actual surgery for it. The main part is like at the after part because I'm very independent on that part. So it's like being dependent and having to work through it. And I want things to be back, not to the way they were. I really don't. I want things better than what they were. And that's what God gives us and for the prosperity and abundance that we have. I'm going to have the support to work through things. But of course, it's a day by day thing.
Yes.
And I had to have my mindset, especially when things weren't going the way that I want them to go to. Or like right now, my brain has to rewire and reprocess some things. It has some muscle memory, but then some things it doesn't. So one good thing is I'm starting fresh again, but I've always had the positive mindset. And some of it is like the nevertheless, like we said, mindset today. Basically, we're faced with so many different situations, so many different circumstances. But if you harbor and focus on, gosh, why this have to happen to me? I could have sat there many a days, why did this happen to me? That this pain is excruciating right now, what I'm going through. If I would have stayed there and not just seeing what I was grateful for, what did I currently have? My saying that I always say, it could be worse. And it to me, that's like I have to say that sometimes because it could be worse.
Yes.
And there are other people that may look at my situation as not bad at all compared to what they're going through. Of course, it's all perspective and how we live and what we say. But the situations and circumstances make us. We have to utilize what's given to us, see the positive side of what is actually currently happening. A lot of times, going through that, your vision and your mindset gets a little cloudy of that. Now, every day is not every day. What I say, I don't say I have bad days. I say I have better days than others, is what I say, because I'm making sure I'm speaking stuff out into the atmosphere. I'm making sure I'm putting good energy out to get the good energy back.
Yeah.
And then, my affirmations. I'm going to affirm this is what's going to happen. This is
Right.
going to bring me more. It's fixed. Yeah, it's fixed. It's getting better. It's like working through the process and going through the steps again. And it is I do have challenges. At
Mm-hmm.
times when I want to say something, at times that word is not there. So I
Mm.
have to take time and not get frustrated, because I do get frustrated with it. And I'm like, just take a breath,
Right.
get your thoughts together. What are
Yeah.
you trying to say to get it out? I mean, and sometimes it is funny. I'm not gonna not say it's not, but it is sometimes when some words come out, it's jumbled. The sentence doesn't make sense. But
Right.
I know what I'm trying to say at times. But it's funny to take that. At least I can speak. At
Right.
least I know the words. So that's what I have been going through and continue to go through and work through. But
Yeah.
as the support and the people that I've met, the people that are currently surrounding my circle, they stay in a positive manner.
Yeah.
They have to, because I'm not going to allow any negative energy or some ill words come in too, because we breathe that in.
Right.
We may not always know that we are feeling it. You feel words, you feel feelings, that just can't stay in my arena right now, or even my aura. I have to keep positively and keep working towards more things. I have to work harder sometimes on certain things, like we do in life. And that sometimes, like, how could we ever see us coming out of something?
Mm.
But there's always a way to come out of it. There
Yes.
is always, especially if we believe it
Mm.
and we feel it, and we genuinely will believe and walk on faith at times, because we can't always see things in the midst of things. But when them clouds are clearing and we start feeling better and having that positive energy, or just feeling good for the day, that you are very grateful for being able to take a breath
Right.
for the day, you will see clear and just enjoy what you currently have. We don't always appreciate, the gratitude or grateful for a lot of
Mm.
things that we do have. And when you go through circumstances, the worst thing that can happen is what? You learned a lesson. That's how I look at things. That is the worst thing. You take it might not have been the right path you wanted to take. It might not have been the outcome you wanted, but
Right.
that outcome was not for that problem.
Yeah.
Find the problem that outcome's for, and just rework your path to find which way you're supposed to go to find that correct um, result or outcome
Yeah.
that you want.
Toya, what's up, Toya? Auntie BB, my wife here. Toya, I know I've been missing y'all. We've been missing y'all. We love doing this right here. We found out. We found out this is our therapy, actually. But this is so amazing. But listen, y'all, I think let's not run past what she just said. She said she had major brain surgery, but she does not look like she had major brain surgery. She actually, like, we knew about it. I knew about it, but one thing I prided in was like, let's be silent and just prayer, because sometimes people can't handle hearing something so devastating to a person for to go through. And most people that don't have faith will speak negative, and they don't mean no harm by it. They just, they speak out of their fear. We talk about it all the time. People speak out of their fear.
Mhm.
So we was quiet about it, and we just praying. We just ran the replays and hope y'all stayed around. But if you didn't, we feel like y'all would have came back. But we just ran with it. But the thing about it is, look at God. That's what I need y'all to see. Y'all seeing, we just don't be talking this thing. We actually walk this thing out. You're looking at
Yes.
C. Morgan right now. She had major brain surgery, but she's back talking. You heard her say, I sometimes don't know where my words going to come, but she just spoke clearly and just release and express her feelings. That's God. That's one of those nevertheless mindset. Listen, see, I want you to talk about I just want you to talk about this one part. It's the before and then now where you at right now. Because see, I think sometimes people miss you we talk. Some of them days you had to go right back. Had to go
Yeah.
back. And then it was a bleed that happened. Come on, like we was praying, like
Yeah.
we were really praying some things. Like one time you like, I don't want to go, but good thing your daughter made you go. So like tell them like I said, y'all don't get it. And it's I'm so excited about it is because really what the process you went through, we probably wouldn't be this probably wouldn't be the analytic chaos no more. But because she had the nevertheless mindset and she trusted God with the process, here we are. We're back. Episode 40. See, talk about it, because people
We're
they
just
don't
picking
get
back
it.
up
They
where
just
we left
seeing you right now, and you don't look like you look like we just came back from a vacation. but
off. Oh, okay.
but we
Vacation, all right. Yeah.
right.
Well, during the process, I am having a brain bleed, and the pain was felt like your your brain and your head is in a vice, but the pain was much more excruciating than that. They told me that I would have pain, so I'm like, okay, this is part of the process. This is like I'm not gonna go and just be a hypochondriac, the pain. I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna tough it out. Well, it got to be too too excruciating. So I did call, call doctors, talk to my physical therapist, assistant who was there, which I had a great team of doctors and nurses. They were actually wonderful, and they ended up having to go back, being admitted again because my brain was bleeding at the time, and I had to have that resolved. Obviously, no, I didn't want to go back into the hospital because it was like I think it was like a week. I think it was a week afterwards when I got out, and I had to go back in again for that to have the resolve. I didn't care at the moment. I just needed the pain to actually stop because I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. That's how bad that was, to go through. But my thinking at times was, okay, why am I going through this? I was always looking for, what lesson can I take out of this? What can I tell someone else who will go through this maybe, or someone who is going through something? I was always still trying to help other people, even though what I was going through, I was still keeping the mindset on it. Even though I was going through, I had to take, of course, certain pain medications and muscle relaxers. Because even right now, for me, the minimum is 6 months to a year. Is a minimum. My brain is still swollen. There's still inflammation. There's still there. My half of my head is still numb right now. It's tender. It's tender to touch, even to brush my hair. So that is still what I go through daily. But I still am grateful that I'm still able to move, to be able to complete some of those activities of daily living that you have. I do need help at times with some things, but when I start feeling I am sad, I do go through sad sometimes. I did go through some crying, but it had to come out. I mean, it's normal. I'm not going to say I'm this invincible person. I don't feel anything, and everything did go well, yes, but it just being realistic in the reality of what occurred. And in that journey, I'm still on the journey of whose lives am I going to touch, or what story am I supposed to tell. We don't always know our purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not always supposed to know because maybe we're not ready to learn that purpose, what we're for. But understand, anything you go through does have a purpose, and it might not even be for somebody else. It could be for yourself,
Right.
because I did self-reflecting and going through talking to myself. I prayed. I have a healing journal that I use to, and just like I said, I kept a great support system around me going through it. But I can say, like, even the medicine, it made me feel um, sedated. You're sedated, but it's like a limbo, I guess, and I didn't like that feeling, but I had to do it because it was for the benefit of my health.
Mm-hmm.
I had to let my brain relax. I had to let the muscles relax because my body constantly goes into, and we do this too, even without going through something physically traumatic, even something emotionally, is that our body knows that we're injured to some degree. For me to start another exercise or even physical therapy, my body is fighting, saying, no, 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 it's protecting me. No, we're injured. But it's the protection that it's doing, that the result that it's giving off. It's a fight with me every day. I have to train it. It's okay. This movement, this exercise, whatever I'm doing, it's okay right now. It's okay to perceive and to move forward. We do that, and without even having something done, because we sometimes give ourselves our own emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
Duress.
Yeah.
that we have. And we how you say we stagnate ourselves at times, and we block ourselves, and we stop ourselves from growing. We
Mm.
act as our own barrier when we're doing something. So it doesn't even have to be a physical injury. Or sometimes we're not, we make an injury, or we actually, the biggest injury that people, I say, get themselves is fear. And I say that's an injury because it depends on what degree you spread it out to be,
Right.
what degree that you feed into that fear
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes will debilitate you at times. And me going through that physically, because, dealing with physical and emotional, going through that, it's like I'm at war
Yeah.
at times. But I look at it, it's a war, but it's a beautiful war of trials of strength, trials of understanding, and then trials of what am I going to do different, or what can I change
Mm.
right now. And it's always me
Mm.
helping. What can I help do this? What can I help do that? And those aspects, especially in life, because everyone says you have one life to live. Well, you only die once too. So which one do you want to choose right now? I can go and be in a cocoon right now and, say the heck with the world, or I can choose to live and exist, not just to be around like a walking zombie in an empty shell of life of
Right.
why is this happening. And we do that to ourselves sometimes when things are not going our way, or
Mm-hmm.
our dreams, we're not fulfilling them yet. And
Mm.
I stress yet because it's just not happened as of yet. And we need to
Right.
speak that this is not happening of yet. So for me and my visions is, okay, where am I at yet? And I constantly remind myself, say things aren't there yet. They'll say, are you healed? I'm not healed completely as to where I would like to be, but it hasn't happened completely yet. And to me, like they say, the power, and I do firmly believe the power and death is in your tongue, in your mouth, and what you say and you speak. What you feed your mind, you feed your mouth to say. You gotta be careful what you're feeding into it.
Right.
And just feeding into it daily. I mean, some days it's even hard to even just get up. Sometimes from the pain, it's hard to even get up or even have sleep. But I just take it every day. What can I take away from each day that I'm allowed to have a breath
Mm.
every day and fulfill purpose? What purpose do I have? Even though sometimes I don't always know, because there's more than one purpose that we have in life anyways.
Yeah.
There's certain people we're supposed to touch. They're waiting for us. They're waiting for our voice. They're waiting for us to go through these circumstances, these situations, these occurrences. They're waiting for us so we can touch their lives.
Right.
And that's what I like to focus on a lot, but also feeding myself to my self-love, my self-worth. I still have to feed myself so I can still have enough, more than enough left over to feed to others.
Yeah. That's even powerful. And the thing about it is, before, like, we were doing these podcasts, and you knew what you was supposed to go through, and
Yeah.
you knew we were supposed to be down. Cause we planning, we were trying to plan to have some pre-shows and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and then
Organize it.
it just never worked out. And I think it worked out the way God wanted to. But the thing
Right.
about it is, you knew what you was gonna go through, and you said, okay, I'm gonna go through it. And the thing that people miss, that's hard to know you about to
Yeah.
experience the pain that you experience, to know that it's possible that you may go back, may have blame breed, may get an infection, may have all this stuff. Gotta
Yeah.
retrain your brain, gotta retrain your muscles to walk. Like, you had to
It
walk walker
happened.
for a little while,
Yes,
right? You
I
had
had
to
a
walk,
walker. Yes, I did.
right? And
Had to walk.
nevertheless, but you said, I'm gonna do it. But see, the thing about, I think I want to highlight this. Even in the midst of that, you said, I have to get through it, not for you, but for other people, so that you
Mhm.
continue to serve. What we doing right here, we serving. We get on this thing, and we serve. We give you everything we got. Now, if you don't believe that we literally walk out what we say to you all, you have to see it now. This is living evidence. She is on here talking, and she's telling you she went through a brain, and she's still going through the healing process. And we believe God. I know she's already healed. I believe God. I told her that before. My
You
family
got
done prayed
on.
with her. We said, you healed. Before she went through, I said, oh, you already know you healed though,
Mhm.
right? Before she went through it. The thing about it is, we got to have that mindset in our everyday lives. I need
Right.
us to get to a point to where we stop being selfish and start understanding. And don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm not knocking the things you go through, the traumatic things you go through. I'm not knocking. I'm not saying they light, but you got to understand. She just said it. We go through things sometimes for ourselves to grow,
Mhm.
but sometimes we go through things for other people. And see, the thing about it is, I need you all to have that nevertheless mindset. The mindset that says, hey, no matter what, nevertheless, God, your will be done. That's what Jesus said. Jesus was in the garden, get ready to go to a cross. Get ready to get on the cross. And I got that picture too. Get ready to get on the cross, hang on the cross for us. And he already knew that's what he was going to do. But he said, nevertheless, he went through it for us. He had that nevertheless mindset so that we can be free. But guess what? We walk in that same thing. And I ain't making this claim this time. We walk in that same thing. We are living examples, living epistles that men and women are reading. And we should go through everything we go through, understanding that it's not for us by ourselves, but it's for someone else. Because come on, she had brain surgery. That's a big surgery.
Yeah, it took a
That's
while. It was 4 hours. I think it was
yeah,
4 hours, 4 to 6 hours is was. I mean, I still was for the prior 2 years still dealing, what comes with it.
right.
It's a rare condition, and there's not a lot of research on it. They're getting more research, to understand to basically tame it. I'll
Right.
say, but sometimes but I don't look at it as the no cure. It's rare. Yeah, it's rare, but we all are unique. We're all rare
Unique,
and
right.
unique.
We are,
It's
yeah.
how I looked at, like you said. So we just have to take little by little, and then what we have in us, and just know it's a precious, priceless gift
Yes.
that we have.
Yes.
And we control the thing. We do control the uncontrolled. And what I mean is, sometimes we sit and we press so hard because we don't quit, we don't quit. But sometimes it's not quitting, it's to let stuff be and let it flow
Mm,
instead of trying to twist and change it, because you're not meant to change it.
right.
And when you come up with things that keep occurring, especially let's say something that you're fearful of,
Yeah.
and you keep running from it, it's gonna constantly come back until you actually face it head
Deal with it.
on
Yeah.
and dissolve it, like you said, and deal with it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is what you're gonna have to do. And like you're saying, with me knowing some of the things that I was gonna go through afterwards, I wasn't prepared for all of it.
Right.
I'm not gonna fake that I knew, because no, but some things that occurred, I did not know was gonna, you
Right.
know, happen. Especially when you want to move and your body doesn't want to participate in what you want and what you want to do, or some things. Um, I was isolated a lot, which I stay that way anyways, for the germs and me not getting infections. But I
Right.
didn't always like being isolated. But some things I wanted to go do. I had to cancel a trip. I wanted to go on a trip that was, a trip to Hawaii that was planned for over a year. I could have went, but it wouldn't have been the brightest thing to do. It just wasn't time. There's a
Right.
time that
Right. Right.
everything it's gonna pan out. I could have went, but then okay, then I look at it, I would have went, but what type of enjoyment would I have
Yeah.
had? What I really wanted to be able to, because it was too early. I think it was like a month. It wasn't even. It wouldn't have been even a month afterwards.
Mm,
Months, 2 months afterwards. It wouldn't have been. But I did go through. Gosh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish I could do that. But I had to say it's not the right time for you to do it right now. But I was not always happy because I wanted to go do things. I felt like I was captive at times because I had to stay still. The first 2 weeks was very critical, very, very, very critical, um, to really relax. Can't get mad, couldn't have anxiety, couldn't get stressed. You really had to be chill. You really had to. I mean, sit to somebody and tell them you can't have any of these emotions. You can't have any of these feelings. And so you sit and like, how can you say that? I'm feeling all these different things that's going on. How can you tell me I can't feel this way? But it was very pertinent that I did abide. So that's 2 weeks, to deter everything. Even though I did end up back in there, and you could say, I did, as we say, I did everything I was supposed to. No, you probably didn't. You probably didn't do everything that you thought you were supposed to do. The key word, you thought you were supposed to do. When
There you go.
others, for a fact, when you sit and look in that mirror, for a fact, no, you didn't. You pushed the envelope just a little bit when you should have been pushing.
Right.
And for me, it was walking. I would push myself. Walking was the best exercise, but I would push myself to walk just a little further. I was like, I can do it. I can do it. I just want to make sure that my goal was not to let my body be accustomed to not doing things, but I had to do it at a certain pace. And
Right.
that's like talking like now. We have to take things at certain place and positions. We have to play our position on a team. We have to play our position even as an individual in our lives. Because we're writing the different chapters in our book every
Right.
day. We're
Right.
writing a different page that contains that chapter. So what are we going to write in it? And that's with my healing journal that I had, it's like, what are you going to write in it? Speaking of that, when I was in the hospital, I couldn't sleep, and I got tired of getting woke up every now and then, every hour to take my temperature and take my vitals. I got tired of doing that. I couldn't sleep the one day, and I was listening. I don't watch TV very often, so I was listening to music. It was like word of the music was encouraging, and the songs that I needed to hear in that moment. Because I was frustrated because I was in the hospital. Those words came through, and so it was like in my spirit. And we talk about being free to love, being free to serve, just being free of any stresses, free of just releasing yourself from any cells you're putting yourself in, any restraints you're putting, just to sit and feel free. And I felt very free in that moment. And I wrote, and I'll share that on some of our future times we come on. I didn't even remember even writing half of that I wrote. It was just flowing out. And you have to get it out. And it was something nice to go back and read. One of them I did, and it was like when you said it, champion, you had said the
Yeah.
word. I wrote, I'm a champion. Everything I do, I will win.
Yeah.
The song, I can't think of her name, came on. It was like I will win, I think it was. But before the song came on, I'm writing, I will win. I will be a champion. And we
Yeah.
all are champions. We win every day, even though when we think it's a loss. It was kind of like, wow, that song came on and I'm writing it. And this song is coming on while I'm sitting in the hospital listening to it. But I had to really sit and let my mind just set, really listen to what it's saying to me, and even myself, even my spirit saying, what do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do right now? What's the next step? I didn't always know the next step. I didn't know when I was going to be discharged. Of course, yeah, I wanted to go home sooner than later. Than I was going to be able to be let out. Of course, I had that part of it because you like your own bed, you're comfortable. But even, oh my goodness, shoot, cherishing sleeping. Sleeping was a challenge. It's still difficult. I mean, can you imagine? Just imagine, even barely touching this right here, doing this, barely touching is sensitive right now. It is. There is some pain there. Now, you got to lay your head down on a pillow. I couldn't lay my head on a pillow without even being in pain trying to sleep. And that was frustrating. Like, you have to sleep a certain way. You got to transition. And I said, this is life. I'm just physically doing it right now, but this is life. We got to transition. We got to duck and dodge at times. We got to sleep a certain way, stand a certain way to get comfortable. But we stay in that position too long, we're causing pain. That pain that did occur, I was in that position too long, so I had to change redirection. But when I sit and look at it, it's what we do in life that we cause sometimes our own pain. That's not even that even shouldn't even be there. It's the pain that we're causing. So I always try to relate it to something, And I laughed. I did laugh a lot. I love to laugh anyways. But it's a point of sometimes you just gotta laugh. Sometimes they say keep from crying, but it wasn't
Right.
like a sad woe is me kind of cry. It was a free cry, that refreshing. Sometimes you have to have a good cry just
Right.
to feel good. And sometimes it was actually that. But that sleeping is just to value that peace of mind that you get when you can't sleep. And we
Mm,
exhaust ourselves so much. It
mm,
shows how your body is worn down. We race our mind too much instead of slowing down.
yes.
Hey, as you write things out, you have to go back and reread what you write.
Right.
You have when you pour yourself out to others and then to yourself, you have to pour it back in and say, I wrote this, I was thinking this, and say, what kind of mindset were you in when you were thinking it? What was happening? What was your external environmental stimuli that you might have had, or internal is sometimes worse than your external, actually,
Oh yeah.
a lot of times, especially when you keep it in there and you let it stir around and
Right.
it festers. Sometimes that's even worse a lot of times. But I know going through that, it's nothing that I wasn't going through per se before it. It's just you're enlightened more. You're more aware
Mm-hmm.
of it, and you do things differently. You change. You're not changing who you are. You're just changing the steps that you're taking to get to where you want to be. And sometimes we don't know where we want to be. That's fine, long as
Mm.
we're taking steps. We're not standing still.
Yeah, that's true. And then for those of y'all who just joined in, I see Kendra. Hey, Kendra, we see you came in, and Auntie BB,
Hey, Kendra.
you saying some great stuff. Love your faithfulness and
Toya.
concerns for others. Thank you for sharing and being an encouragement to us all. For those who just joined us, we back. We had to take a little hiatus for a little bit, but if you didn't, you just joined us. I really encourage you to go back and listen to the replay of C telling her testimony of how she went through brain surgery. She didn't stay there. She went through, because as you can see, here she is right here on the screen
Mhm.
talking and living. But let me show something that when you was talking, this is what I saw. Like you said it. We go through life. But watch
Mhm.
this. Why is it in life we suffer some emotional trauma, but then yet and
Mhm.
still we try to pick it back up and go? You need to rest. You need to go
Yeah.
be still somewhere. You need to go figure that out. You need to go see how you're gonna adjust. And
Yeah. Face it.
one thing she was saying was they said she couldn't, after the brain surgery for 2 weeks, couldn't get upset, couldn't have no stress, nothing. She had to be in a stress-free environment. But we take on emotional things, emotional traumas, and then we go right back out and we try to fix things. Like I suffered a devastating loss 3 weeks ago. My sister
Mhm.
passed. Devastating. I now I think sometimes people, when they look at me, he's strong. He got it. He can keep going.
Mhm.
Yes, but no.
Right.
My strength wasn't within me. You got to understand something. I suffered a devastating loss, but God kept me up, going, and still serving. Like C said, C went through brain surgery, but still came out of brain surgery serving. Cause he even called me and asked me how something was going, and then I think I should do this. I'm like, you just had brain surgery, just chill, we good. And so I'm like, don't worry about it. She's like, well, did you do the replay? Don't worry about the replay. We missed it. They there. But that's just our mentality. It's like we are gonna keep going.
Right.
Nevertheless, we're going to keep going. The mindset is never that, because it's so important to us that you all succeed in every single thing you put your mind to do. Now, what happens is, and that's why I'm so glad we took time to do this. She just broke down the process of the brain surgery, everything she went through emotionally, physically, and spiritually. What happens sometimes in life, a lot of times in life, everybody
Mhm.
want to show the before and the after. Nobody want to talk about the in between,
Oh,
because see, really, the deliverance is in the in between. Because if you show me you 600 pounds on one picture, and then on the next picture, all of a sudden you 275 and you muscular, I'm like, wow, that's quick. And in actuality, it wasn't. Because it's sometimes when that 600, 500, you wanted to quit. And sometimes you
mhm.
quit. You went back. You start eating the stuff, but you don't talk about it. And then we go to social media. See, that's what everybody like nowadays. If somebody put on that they going through something, the first thing y'all say is, why y'all putting y'all business out there? Why not? Because see, you think this couple of have a happy marriage, but you don't understand it took some process, some stuff to get to the happy marriage. And see, so what they try to do on social media is highlight all the good stuff. And that's living a false negative to me, if you ask me, because you don't show the process. See, we need to it's time. Look, it's time for us to stop this little fairy tale world of everything is all good. It's not all good. Like she said, she had some days that she didn't expect. Something she wasn't expecting. She planned it because she's a planner. She's the analytical. I'm the chaos. I don't plan nothing really. And so she didn't even expect stuff happen. But yet and still she had to adjust. So we got to quit playing around and acting like we all good when we not. Like I said, devastating loss. Yes, I still was encouraging. Yes, I still was praying. Yes, I still was doing that. But I suffered a loss. And it hurt. And I cried. Still have days that I cry. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying though, nevertheless, this is what you got to get. This is what you got to get. See, because I want y'all to see y'all that we real about this. We authentic about what we do. We understand this right here. Yes, things happen to us. Yes, and now my elbow tripping because I fell down some steps too. Yes, things happen to us, but we got to keep going. What's up, Andre? We got to keep going no matter what, because people are dependent on us. It's people's lives that you have to speak into that are hoping that you don't punk out in this trial, but you keep going so that you could give them a word of life. That's my new word for the rest of the year. I used to say a word of encouragement, but no, let's get serious now. A word of life, because that word in your mouth through what you went through can save somebody's life. And see, we got to get off these hang-ups about, I don't want people all in my business. Let me address this real quick.
To a degree, though. You don't want all your business.
I'm about to address it. Now, I'm not saying go out here and do a podcast and tell people all your business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's you come across somebody's path one-on-one, just you and that person, and they start saying some things that you have already, God has allowed you to overcome and get through, then you need to open your mouth and say to them, this is what I went through. And this is how God brought me through it. And then you can save that person's life. I'm not saying you're on a podcast and put your business out there. Now, if God leads you to do that, then okay. But I'm saying sometimes, and I said this in the conference, sometimes we allow the shame of the thing we did in the past to hinder us from saving somebody's life. Let me show you something. If you did it, okay, it's over. Guess what? You're living. That means you made it through it. She just came through brain surgery. And she is telling people, I went through brain surgery. They look at she like, what? And she's telling them, I went through, and she could tell you the steps. But see, she is also encouraging people right now. Wow, she went through brain surgery, so why am I complaining about my rent not going to get paid? Dang, she went through brain surgery, so why am I complaining that I ain't got no gas in my car? Because if God brought C through brain surgery, he definitely could open up a door for me to get gas in my car. He definitely opened up a door, because God is no respecter of person. He's the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. So what y'all got to get is stop really. Man, King is not beating up on y'all, but really at this point in time, what we done went through and how we done came, man, quit punking out for real. So what? This happened. Trust God for real and stop playing like you trust in God. Stop pump faking. You say you rock with God. You say you trust God. You say you believe in God, but you're not acting like you believe in God. I'm tired of these people having the form of godliness and no power. What that's going to do? Nothing. It's time for us to stop doing that. Listen, that's the power of God right there. See, Power of God, prayer, brain surgery. Overcame it. God brought her out of it. That's the power of God. Because we ain't over here pump faking. We believe God for real. We actually believe. We actually speak life and death. Death to sickness, death to affections, life to see is going to speak. See is going to go forth. And here she is. To God be the glory. That's how you have to face your life. You have to. You can't keep quitting because your toe hurt. You can't keep quitting because they hurt your feelings. You can't keep quitting because it didn't go the way you thought. Listen, let God be true in your life and every man a liar. Some of the things you got to admit. Let's be honest. The reason why it didn't work out, because you did. This is the part right here. You did tell too many people what God said. And sometimes you got to be quiet, move in silence. Me and my wife moving in silence right now. And hopefully within time come, I tell you what we moving in silence about. I share it with you. But right now we moving in silence. I just told my, be quiet, move in silence. And then when it's over said and done, I'm going to tell you. But please quit punking out. Because me and C are back on here. We should have been on here 2 weeks ago. That was on me. Because I couldn't function right. Devastating loss. My sister, devastating loss. And I couldn't, yeah. So even school got affected. I'll be honest with you. Even school, I play and catch up. But guess what, though? Nevertheless, I'm going to accomplish the goals. Nevertheless, we on here live Wednesday. We here pointing to your life because we realize this ain't for play here. We ain't pump faking. We giving it. We going to make sure we make an impact. If it ain't nothing but 4 people watching this, thank God for the 4. If don't nothing but 1 person watch this podcast, I'm happy. Very, you just don't get it. I don't do this for the crowds. I do this for the impact. We would really want to change people's lives for real. We ain't trying to just be out here just have a podcast, just say we had a podcast. Trust me, if that was the case, me and C would have stopped at episode 12. Trust me on that. But it ain't. This is what we do because we're supposed to make an impact. C is a living, walking miracle right there sitting. You're looking at a miracle right now. That's what I need you to get. You are looking at a miracle, a living, walking miracle. Had brain surgery, had an infection, had different things happen, blood clots, all that stuff happened. Couldn't walk, had to figure that out. Couldn't talk, had to figure that out. But here we are. Analytical chaos. See, it's talking. That's why I was sitting there like, I'm not going to say nothing because actually I'm just enjoying the miracle. Because he said in the beginning, you got to go watch it. I have a trouble playing my words and getting my words out. But she just talked for almost 30 minutes without mentioning every thought she had, and she did it. And I need you to catch this because sometimes y'all need to see it. And so in case you missed it, let me highlight it. She said in the first 5 minutes she has trouble getting her words together, but she just talked for about 30 minutes, didn't struggle on her words, didn't miss it, got every thought out, and gave y'all some valuable information for your life. I'm sweating, see, so I'm about to switch off for a quick.
I know some part when you say, when you're saying punking out, and to me it's just don't give up too soon when you're doing things in that life, what you're doing. That part is you can't give up on the first no. You can't give up when you're trying to advocate for yourself either. Oh, this door closed. Okay, that door closed, but which one opened for you? Search for the one that opened. Don't keep focusing on the one that's closed, because the one that's closed, you're exerting and giving all this energy of this door that closed. That closed. But you're blinded. You're blinded by the one that's open. And we're talking about the circumstances and things that we have went through, which I'm sure everyone, who you believe in, where your faith resides in, and the troubles and circumstances you have in life, you've ran into a door that's closed. How long did you sit and dwell on that door being closed?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, as we know, time doesn't stop. You can't get time back. But how much time went by and how many doors that were sitting right there, or how many people came and you vented to maybe, But still, they were your opportunity. They were your key to your door to unlock it. But you left that one locked. Even the door, they had the door walking right open. They're waiting on that side door for you to walk through. Hey, I'm saying I'm gonna help you. Hey, I can help you do this, or hey, I can network you with this person here. But you're so focused on that door that's shut. You're so focused on that unhappiness or that feeling, or things didn't go your way. You keep blindsiding yourself. Take your blinders off.
Please.
Look for the door. That door was shut for a reason sometimes. You were not supposed to walk through it. So don't walk through it. That line that was drawn in the sand, you were not supposed to cross it right then. Or it wasn't for you, period. Remember, everything that we want is not always for what we want. It's not always for you. We have to understand that too when we trying to work for something so hard. You have to realize, was this for me? Am I pushing too hard? You have to know when to stop, but stop to divert over to that other door that's sitting there waiting for you to walk through. Stop beating on the one that's not for you to open. Let it stay shut at times. But the thing too, but don't lock yourself behind that door either, because that's what you're doing too. You're locking yourself in a room. You're not letting yourself go and actually be free for what you actually were destined for you. You're blocking your own blessings, as we say, and you're blocking your progress, your progression that you want to do too. So then that aspect of the punking out is realize where you're blinded at. Ask for that vision. Ask for yourself to see. Let me have clarity. Let me have wisdom. Let me be able to have those points of people that are coming to me. Let me be able to use them as a vessel that you intended me for. And right, Roxanne, you're saying just surrender. You're absolutely correct, because some people don't know what surrender. And surrender is not a bad thing, like we're saying. We're surrendering because this door is not for us. Yes, I will surrender. I will go to the one that was for me. That one is for me. That's not for me, but maybe for me to help somebody else or my family. We have to understand and see the vessels and the doors and even the windows. Shoot, even the cracks. There are small cracks that it's just opening for us to just throw it open and go through. We have to learn to acknowledge those and be aware of those when we're seeing things are not going how we want our life to be, not the plan that was made for us to be.
Right. That's right. Hey, Dr. Roxanne, I just did a women's conference for her. Dr. Roxanne, thank you for showing up. But listen, you said something about cracks. This is what I was saying, thinking. This is what I heard, really. It's a crack because you're the only one supposed to go through it. Y'all too busy trying to bring people with y'all that ain't supposed to be with you. That's the problem. I'm trying to show y'all something. Y'all, King may be going a little bit hard because he's been gone for a minute. But King is trying to really, it's like for me right now, I'm on high alert to save everybody I can. And honestly, I think with the tragics and stuff that just happened in the last 3 weeks, I believe now it's a shift in me that's gonna happen to where I ain't playing with the enemy. I ain't supposed to keep on tiptoeing around no more. I'm just gonna come straight up with you. Listen to me. Some of you all gonna have to release the dead weight from your life. Some of you all gonna have to let go of the leeches that are part of your life. Some of y'all gonna have to understand is where you're at in your life, they're not supposed to be the people that are around you are there. If you are not rocking with people that's going this way, that's higher than you, that's going smarter than you, that's doing the thing that you're trying to accomplish, then you're in the wrong circle. Let me share with you. Again, I need you to understand this and I get this. This is so important that I promise you, somebody's life is hanging in the balance waiting for you to get it right. Somebody's life is hanging in the balance waiting for you to quit punking out and quitting. Listen, life happens. Period, point blank. Let's get it there. Let's go there. Living miracle right here. Tragic 3 weeks ago. It happens. But you cannot stop. Like she said, you cannot stop your life because life happened.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. Listen, if you truly, I'm sorry, man. Look, I'm tired of these pump faking Christians. If you truly rock with God like you say you rock with God, then cast all your cares on him. Take his yoke, which is easy, so that you can do what he sent you down here to do. And that is impact people, encourage people, change people's lives. He's giving you the power, the anointing to lay hands on the sick. I shifted. I'm sorry. He gives you power to lay hands on the sick. He's giving you power to speak life to people and also speak death to dumb situations. He's giving you that power to impact the world, but you keep on punking out. C said it analytical. You keep quitting. Y'all know I said chaotic. You're punking out. That's what it is. You gotta stop. Somebody's life depends on you getting it right. Yes, we have grace. We have mercy. We do. But quit using that as an excuse not to do what you called to do. We are both. We don't, I told y'all, we used to say this all the time. We don't, believers, we live this. We live this thing. We're not just saying it just to be saying it to get some darn likes. I can care less. I'm saying it because I want you to change your mentality. We're in August. About to go in September. Check it out. We're in the 8th month, new beginning. About to go into the 9th month, birthing. So ain't it time for you to accept your new beginning? And then when you get in the 9th month to birth that new thing, don't you think it's time for you to stop accepting defeat in your life? Don't you think it's time to stop allowing things of this world to distract you from what God said? Listen, my pastor said on Sunday, mind your own business. I like that. But then he put it literally, mind your own, like, but what he was saying was be about your father's business. In other words, be about your purpose. Stop worrying about everybody else and where they going. Stop looking at the social media and saying, I wish I had. No, what you got inside of you is great. Focus on you. Stop worrying about everybody else. I promise you focus on what God says for you to do, you will see that what you have inside of you is so powerful and it's meant to be given away as a service. But if you're busy looking at, oh, they got this, they got, man, trust me. You're talking to somebody who was doing that. Trust me, I was looking at these, man, I was looking at these people like, man, God, look at them. They going, oh my, wow. And I had to stop and realize that he fearfully and wonderfully made me too.
Mm-hmm.
He purposed me too. Right. He put something in me that ain't nobody got. I'm one of a kind. I had to look and realize who God called me to be. And so that I could continue to be what I said, my authentic self. Because I don't want to be like nobody else. I want to be who God called me to be. And that should be your prayer. You should wake up saying, God, I surrender to your will for my life. Give me a spirit of obedience for the will you want for my life so that I can have a nevertheless mindset. So that way, whenever things come up, I'm going to still keep going. Whenever things happen, brain surgery, I'm going to go through it, the process, chill, infections, blood, not walking, gut. But I'm going to get to it. I'm going to still serve. In the middle of that, you don't see me on camera, but I'm still serving. I'm still encouraging people. I'm still pushing people, but I might not be on camera. Okay, until I get on camera, then I'm going to tell you the testimony. Look at it. Now, I'm going to live a testimony. Sister died. 3 months. Whoa, what's going on? God, whoa. Did I mess up? Did I miss you? No, son, keep going. We good. Keep going. She's in heaven. She's rocking with me now. She's with me for real. She's where you want to be. But you got to keep going because you got assignments to do. So you got to make sure you get other people to where I'm at. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't get this thing. It ain't pretty, but it's perfect for God. It's great for God. You know why God make us go through things and hinder us stuff and make us see like we weak and we can't do it so that he can only want to get the glory out of it so that you can realize that you can't do it. You ain't able to do it. You weren't meant to do it. Trust me. Everything that you're doing, God is going to do through you. Trust me on this now. We are living witnesses. If it had not been for God, you wouldn't be seeing me or C. Just being real with you. So that's what we're saying. That's why I'm sweating. I don't really care about the sweat because I really want you to get this. Man, I really want you to get this. See going to analyze it for what I just said for me because man, listen. Y'all.
Taking each moment. You know, so they say sometimes like a grain of salt. Some things you said of, worrying about what other people are saying, or you're looking at the lives that others have. A lot of times they're only showing the good part, quote unquote good part. Because I just say you pick you pick your own battles, which you want to go through, but you shouldn't envy other people's lives. Now, you can, like we're saying, you don't be the smartest, don't you be the smartest person in the room, because when you're trying to level up and go farther, you need someone who knows, who's been through different experiences, as we say, different levels, let's say in business,
Yeah.
different levels in lives, whether it's self-development or it's business development.
Yeah.
You want someone else who has some more experience. So you want that. So you want to level up, so you want to work towards it. There's a difference of envying and working towards and
Right.
leveling up.
Right.
Understand that difference, for that. Instead of keep saying, I wish, speak it. I will have one day. Don't I wish. I will have this one day.
Mm-hmm.
Take the steps to get there too, though. It's not just going to fall in your lap. There will be things that will be able to come to you, but you have to be ready to accept it and see it and
Yeah.
believe it.
Right.
You can sit there and be given an opportunity that you've been waiting, quote unquote, your whole life for. But if you didn't take the lessons that came previously that you were supposed to take and prepare from and learn from, and as they say, level up and move with more wisdom in a more seamless manner, you beg and beg for it. Here it is. Why are you going to sit and blow it then?
Mm.
Because you didn't always believe you were going to have it. Then you didn't even realize you even had it in the palm of your hands, or like they say, in the reach of your fingers, that's sitting right there in front of you. So every day, every minute, even change, every second, that can happen. And no change, they look at change is not always good at times, but change is bad, because when we talk about, as we say before, getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, you should not always be comfortable for a long period of time, because then you're not looking to move in a more strategic manner if there's one things you want in life. And
Right.
it's not even just for you, like we said, it's for your family, it's for others. Because you blessing others, you'll be blessed yourself too.
Right.
What you put out, you get back. And I say that again, what you put out, you get back.
Yeah.
So if you put out negativity, if you put out not blessing or saying, that's great, that person has that, no matter how they got it, it could not have been in your morals or your values, how they got it. But don't take away what they have, because you're going to take away from you, because you just put it out there negative as negative. You're glad they have what they have. You're going to have what you have one day, and you might even have more. It just depends on what rich means to you, what wealth means to you. Richness to some people is having a family. Richness to some people can be having a large amount of money. It depends what your view is to be rich, and understand that richness which you have and value it.
Right. Success, like you said, success is different to everybody too.
Right. And as they say, failure, what you saying, success, failure to me, it's not failure. It's just a lesson learned. That just did not work. That was not the answer to that problem or issue that you had. You have to pick out of it you have to learn to discern and decipher what you want to pick out of the quote unquote unfavorable situation, unfavorable circumstance. Pick out of it that's benefit to you. Just like when you were saying, talking to people and worrying about what they're saying, you have to learn to pick out of that conversation that's for you to dwell on. They could have said some powerful, positive things to you in a conversation. They could have said some things that, what was meant to be for some constructive criticism to you.
Right.
What did you focus on? You focused on the constructive criticism. You flipped it and made it just straight criticism.
Right.
And don't take it personal, especially if it's going to actually help improve you. You have to discern what is good for me, what is not. Just like when we go to the grocery store and we're picking up fruit. Are you going to pick the bad fruit, or are you going to pick the good fruit? The same way people are fruit too. You're going to deal with the bad fruit. You're going to deal with the good fruit. What's going to make you more productive? How are you going to become more fruitful in that aspect?
Yeah, let me encourage y'all some. So I've been beating up on you a little bit. Let me tell you something. And I'm like this because I kind of like, I know for a fact you should be successful. I know for a fact you shouldn't measure your life against anybody else's life. I say it all the time. Let Jesus be your plumb line. That's it. And then you just go get it. The thing about it is, I like what C said about the fruit. Sometimes you're gonna deal with some bad fruit, but see, you gotta love people where they at. And that's why I'm telling y'all, everything y'all going through is practice for what you're called to do. Everything you're going through is practice. I'm telling you, everything, every trial and everything is working on your tenacity. It's working on your faith. It's working on your compassion. It's like it's working on all the things that need to happen to make you more like Christ. Christ got on a cross, beat unrecognizable, and said, while he was hanging there, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He literally set free the people who put him on the cross. And then you rock with God like that, like you say that's how your lifestyle supposed to be. So the people who do you dirty or who ain't rocking with you like that, you still supposed to pray for them. It's something that my pastor said, honor them. You still got to honor them. I mean, honestly, if you serious about, I know some coaches in here, if y'all serious about making an impact, guess who you going to have to impact the most? The ones who ain't really rocking with you, that don't like you. The ones who really ain't for you. Because you got the word of life in your mouth for them. They don't know it yet. But you got to be able to be bold enough and confident enough in God to know that you can speak to them and life happens. That's just what it is. Y'all, listen, y'all have accepted the call of God on your life. Y'all have said this is the purpose. And for y'all that didn't say it, well, we can holler at me offline. Y'all have accepted the call of God on your life. You said, this is what I believe, and I know God is telling me, because can't nobody tell you but you and God. And so therefore you got to understand, if Jesus went through the cross, you got a cross you got to bear too. And you got to be just like Jesus. The very people that keep putting you on that cross, you got to keep saying, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. You got to. That's what you're saying. You kingdom. You're not. Me and my mom was talking about, you have diplomatic immunity. So you're not supposed to act like the world act. You're supposed to act like the kingdom act. And kingdom act like love. Kingdom act like compassion. Kingdom forgives. Kingdom keep going. So you have diplomatic immunity from being angry with somebody and walking in unforgiveness and walking in hate. You're not part of this world. You're part of the kingdom. So you can't rock that way. You got to do what you're called to do, have compassion. Listen, I'm telling you, the best among them is a servant. You talk about you want all this prosperity, be a servant. I dare you to be a servant. I bet you will see prosperity from you being a servant. I know they don't go against that. They don't add up. King, that don't add up. Try it then. See if I'm wrong. Be a servant. Start being that. Like I seen this Dr. Robinson allowed me to come into a session they had, and the man was talking about building people and all that stuff. And I told C, it's crazy how they talking about what we been talking about. Me and C been on build people, not businesses. We can care less about your business. We can care, that's a building. But that person, you as a person, you valuable. Yeah, you are the best asset that we can ever touch or talk to. So we rather focus building you than a building or your business. We rather build you because we know you are valuable. You're priceless. Can't nobody put a price on your gifts, your talent, your worth. It's no price for it. In case you didn't know, you're priceless. So the next time somebody asks you how much you think you're worth, tell them you're priceless. Tell them that, because you are. It's not a price for you. What's inside of you that you haven't even tapped into? Priceless. Priceless.
And like you said with the businesses, it's just waiting. When you pour into the person understands that self-growth, self-worth, and to develop even more in self-awareness and what they can do, it flows over to the business. So your business will intuitively go into serving more people, reaching more people, prospering, and giving abundance to that. So the center, as they say, the nucleus of an atom of things is you are the center. You are the core. Your core, you have a bad core, you're gonna perform everything outside of that core is gonna be bad. You have a good core, that core is gonna prosper.
Yeah. And if you one of those people, because I had to do this, that's what C and I got another lady for. If you one of them people that's like me, that's very compassionate, can't really give a price to stuff, people be asking you, well, how much you then get you somebody that can talk that will be like, yo, that's why and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you see most speakers have a booking person. And that's what you you can't, and that's a team. You need a team. I have a team. Trust me, I have a team. I have a team. So If that's the case, well, you be like, well, you serve. Yes, I'm not saying go out here and give. Yeah, you sow. But at some point, yes, it's gonna have to be a point where you
There's
require.
boundaries.
Yeah, it's a balance. It's a balance. You're gonna have to require something, especially if you're giving a service that's unique. Let me say that. Especially if you're giving a service that's unique and they cannot go find that. Yeah, they have many 5 steps to prosperity. They have many 5 steps to wellness, 5 steps to how to overcome your ex, 5 steps, blah, 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 blah. They have many of those. But to actually impact the person, rare. Everybody talking it, but most of them not doing it. I'm trying to tell you something. I'm telling you, listen, not to speak bad on things that we have experienced. We have been in the groups where they talked it, but it wasn't doing it. So trust me when I say it looks good, the shiny lights and the nice commercials with the lights and they glowing. Nothing's changed. And really true impact calls the change to start in the inside first.
Right.
Then out. That's where it started. Inside, then out. This has been a wonderful show. Glad to be back. Speaking of being back, we shifting. See, that goes right along with the message. We're literally shifting. Because we're no longer going to be on at 8. We're going to shift to noon on Wednesdays. And it's a reason. It's very strategic why we shifting to noon. And it's something God showed me and showed me through somebody else, and it was confirmation. I asked and she was even saying it before I even asked her about it. She was saying, so I know it's a shift. So those of you that rock with us at 8, been rocking with us at 8 p.m., thank you so much. We appreciate it. We love you. However, we're shifting to 12 noon on Wednesdays. We're going to advertise it. We're going to have our voiceover guy let you know, CJ. And listen, let me tell you something. I really want to take time out.
Yeah, there'll still be a replay.
We'll replay at 9. Not 8, though. We'll replay at 9. And if you put some questions in chat, we'll answer questions at noon every Wednesday. So we're going to noon on Wednesday. But let me do this. Let me just tell y'all from the bottom of my heart, Toya, been rocking with us since day one. Toya, my wife, Andre, Kendra. I hate when we go down the list because I'll be missing them. Bridget, I'm missing some people I know. And so all you all, Carlton, and then the people now, my Auntie BB, Dr. Roxanne, CJ, I see you, Curtis, and CJ, our voiceover. Man, we thank y'all for just always being here for us to support us. You believe in us. You believe in the God in us. Because y'all know it ain't us. Y'all know it's the God in us. We thank y'all for rocking with us. And then to have y'all come back after we was on this hiatus, that says a lot. We don't take that for granted. We know y'all rock with us. We know where we go, y'all go. And I'm telling y'all, it's our motto. Y'all know when we grow, y'all grow. I can honestly say, me and C both can say this. Our team, we really rock with our team. Like we go, our team go. It just ain't just us two. You see, look at the credits when we roll the credits. You see it's just more than me and C. It's a lot of us. We out here strong. But I just want to say it publicly. Since I realized we so public, I used to get on me about that. But publicly, I thank you all for every time, every support, every word of encouragement, every critique y'all give. I thank you all. I thank you all for real. I really do. And like I said, for me and my wife, like I can't tell y'all this. My baby boy should be here within 3 weeks. So don't worry, you may be seeing my baby boy on the podcast, especially if we shifting to 12. So don't worry, you get a chance to see him. But listen, we don't take it for granted, y'all support, man. We don't take it for granted, y'all prayers. We don't. We know that we keep going because we know we got a team that rock with us for real. For real. Seriously. So, team, we're shifting to 12 p.m. on Wednesday. So get the word out for us. We're gonna put it out in the thing and all that stuff. Let that be known. We're gonna shift to 12. But as always, y'all know we let C close everything out with the analytical breakdown and summary.
No, you did a good closing right now. I mean, basic things. I mean, really to take away with the nevertheless mindset is just always strive through things. Look for, like I said, look for those doors that are open. Don't focus and contemplate on the ones that close, especially if there's a job you want, or if there's a contract you want with business, or something that you wanted so bad. Don't focus on why you didn't get it. Focus on, okay, something better's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't, it's not your loss, it's their loss. I mean, it's how you put that out there and you want to move.
Yeah.
Take a thing with a grain of salt, looking for the positive and the lesson that you can take out of anything. Like I said, the worst thing that can happen, you took the lesson that it showed you. It might not have been for you, at the moment or at the time. Just take your time in your life, because you only have, it is one life you only have to live. Don't live it for somebody else, live it for yourself.
Yeah, that's real. So with that said, hopefully this is the benediction. Y'all know we've been gone for a minute, so hopefully this is the benediction I'm about to click on. But look, really, listen, like we always say, if all hearts and minds are satisfied, here is the benediction. Let's go to the Father. Father, I thank you right now for every single person that watched this podcast tonight. Father, I pray Psalms 91 over their life. I pray that no evil shall befall them. No plague shall come to their dwelling, that 1,000 may fall at their side, 10,000 at their right, but only with their eyes would they witness destruction. I thank you for the angels encamped around about them. And I thank you most importantly that they abide under the shadow of your wing. Father, I thank you that no weapon formed against them will prosper. Every tongue that rises up against them shall fail. And Father, I plead the blood of Jesus over them right now. And Father, we thank you. We thank you for this time that you have set aside for us to empower the people and to educate the people, Father, and that they will be even better after hearing this podcast, and that their life will be in a true trajectory of their authentic self. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.